Today we will learn about direct proportion. Amit bought 2 chocolates for 20 rupees and Nisha bought 4 chocolates for 40 rupees. Can you tell whose chocolates were more costly? Think. Let me tell you, we can say that the ratio of the number of chocolates purchased by Amit and the number of chocolates purchased by Nisha is 2:4. That is 1:2. Similarly, the ratio of their values is 20:40. That is 1:2. This shows that as the number of chocolates has doubled, their values also doubled. In this way, the price of chocolate depend on their number. We can say that here the ratio of number of chocolates and the ratio of their values is the same. In this way, if two ratios are the same, then they are in proportion. To indicate equality in ratios, use this sign or this sign. On the basis of proportional relationship, we can say that the cost of chocolate was same for both Amit and Nisha. Many times we encounter situations such that if one quantity increases, the other also increases. For example, if the number of chocolate increases, their price also increases. But in each case, the ratio of number of chocolates and their prices will be same. If there is an increase in one quantity X in such a way that the other quantity Y also increases in such a way that there is no change in the ratio X by Y, then we say that X and Y are in direct proportion. In such case, X by Y is constant. Let's consider this as K, where K is a positive number. We can say X is K multiplied by Y. In case of direct proportion, if value of X is X1, X2, X3 and so on, and corresponding values of Y is Y1, Y2, Y3 and so on, then we can write X1 by Y1 is equal to X2 by Y2 is equal to X3 by Y3 and so on is equal to K. In such a situation, both the quantities vary directly. That is, they are directly proportional, which is represented like this. This symbol means is proportional to. In this way, we read the statement X is proportional to Y. In this case, the number of chocolates is proportional to the price of the chocolate. Now, let us understand some situations involving direct proportion. A machine makes a few items in a day. If we increase the number of machines, what will be the effect on the number of items produced? Think. Yes, here the proportion of the number of machines will increase or decrease in the same proportion. The number of items will also increase or decrease. Therefore, we can say that the number of machines and the number of items is directly proportional to it. Now tell me, is there direct proportion between the area of the wall and the amount of paint required to paint it? Think. Yes, we need the quantity of color according to the area of the wall. That is, the ratio by which the area will increase or decrease, the amount of color will also increase or decrease by the same ratio. Therefore, the area of the wall and the required amount of paint are also directly proportional. Is the number of laborers for certain job also directly proportional to time? Think. No, they cannot be in direct proportion. Because if the number of laborers increases, the time required will be less. But if the number of laborers decreases, then the time required will be more. In such a situation, there is no direct proportionality. Instead, there is inverse proportion. We will understand this in a separate video. So today we have learned about direct proportion. In the next video, we will see some interesting examples on it. Today we will see examples related to direct proportion. If a train travels 180 kilometers in 3 hours with the uniform speed, how much distance can the train cover in 7 hours? For the given conditions, we can make a table like this. When the time is 3 hours, then the distance is 180 km. When the time is 7 hours, the distance travelled by the train is y2. Here, uniform speed means that a fixed distance is covered in a fixed amount of a time. Can you tell whether there is a direct proportion in both time and distance here? Think. Let me tell you, when the speed is fixed, more distance will be covered in more time and less distance in less time. In the given case, both quantities increase or decrease in such a way that the ratio of their corresponding values remains constant. Therefore, we can say that time and distance are in direct proportion. In the last video, we learned that if x is directly proportional to y, and if the values of x as x1, x2, x3 and so on, and values of corresponding y as y1, y2, y3 and so on, then x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2 is equal to x3 by y3 and so on. So, for the given situation, we can write 3 by 180 is equal to 7 by y2. That is, y2 is equal to 7 multiplied by 180 divided by 3 kilometers, which is equal to 7 multiplied by 60 kilometers, which is equal to 420 kilometers. That is, the train will cover a distance of 420 kilometers in 7 hours. Can we solve it with unitary method too? Think. Absolutely right. We can solve it with a unitary method. The train covers a distance of 180 km in 3 hours. In this way, in 1 hour, it covers 180 by 3 km distance, that is 60 km. Therefore, in 7 hours, the train will cover a distance of 7 multiplied by 60 km is equal to 420 km. Let us now see the next example. Meena writes 92 words in 4 minutes. If she has to write an essay of 480 words, find the time required. For the given situations, we can make a table like this, where x2 is the time required to write 480 words. We know that the time required will increase in the same ratio in which the number of words increase. So here, time is directly proportional to the number of words. In case of direct proportion, if x is directly proportional to y, then the value of x and corresponding values of y we can write x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2 is equal to x3 by y3 and so on. Therefore, we can say that 4 by 92 is equal to x2 by 480, means x2 is equal to 4 by 92 multiplied by 480 minutes is equal to 20.86 minutes. Therefore, Meena needs 20.86 minutes to write an essay of 480 words. Let's see the next example. If two workers together build a 50-meter long wall in few days, how many such laborers can build a wall of 75-meter length in the same number of days? Here, when the number of laborers is 2, then the wall length is 50 meter. We have to find the number of laborers so that a wall of 75 meter length can be made in same number of days. Let's say that X laborers make 75 meter long wall. Work will also increase in the same ratio as the number of laborers will increase. In this way, the number of workers and the length of the wall is in direct proportion. So, for the given situation, we can write 2 by 50 is equal to x by 75, means x is equal to 2 by 50 multiplied by 75 is equal to 3 laborers. Therefore, it will take 3 laborers to build a 75 meter long wall. So today we have seen examples related to direct proportion. In the next video, we will see some more examples related to it. Today we will see some more examples related to direct proportion. A recipe requires the following ingredients to make 15 biscuits. If Meena wanted to make 400 biscuits with this recipe, find the quantity of ingredients required. Ingredients required to make 15 biscuits: 105 gram butter, 90 gram flour, 75 gram sugar powder, 30 gram chocolate. Here we are given the quantity of ingredients required to make 15 biscuits. The ratio in which number of biscuits increases is same as the ratio in which the amount of an ingredient required increases. Therefore, we can say that there is a direct proportion between the number of biscuits and the amount of ingredients. Let's find the ingredients required to make 400 biscuits. We can show the relationship between the number of biscuits and the quantity in grams of butter like this. Suppose the required quantity of butter to make 400 biscuits is Y1. Since the number of biscuits and the required quantity of butter is directly proportional, 15 divided by 105 is equal to 400 divided by Y1. Therefore, the quantity of butter, that is Y1, is equal to 400 multiplied by 105 divided by 15 gram is equal to 2800 grams is equal to 2.8 kilograms. We can show the relationship between number of biscuits and the quantity of flour in this way. Now suppose the required quantity of flour to make 400 biscuits is Y2. Since the number of biscuits and the quantity of flour is directly proportional, 15 divided by 90 is equal to 400 divided by Y2. Therefore, the quantity of flour, that is Y2, is equal to 400 multiplied by 90 divided by 15 gram is equal to 2400 grams is equal to 2.4 kilograms. Now, you can pause the video and find the amount of sugar and chocolate required. You will get 2 kilograms of sugar powder and 0.8 kilograms of chocolate for making 400 biscuits. In this way, ingredients required to make 400 biscuits are as below. Let's see another example. The distance travelled by Akash is shown in the map given here. If he travels a distance of 300 meter in 360 steps every day, then find how many steps he must have taken to get from his initial place to the final place. Here, total distance travelled is 14 meter plus 45 meter plus 18 meter plus 15 meter plus 13 meter is equal to 105 meter. We can show given situation like this where x represents number of steps required to cover 105 meter. We know that the ratio with which
the distance traveled increases, the number of steps also increases in the same ratio. Therefore, here the distance and the number of steps are directly proportional. Therefore, we say that 360 by 300 is equal to x by 105 means x is equal to 360 by 300 multiplied by 105 steps is equal to 126 steps. Therefore, Akash must have travelled 126 steps from his initial place to its final location. Now, you must have understood direct proportion clearly. Today we have seen some more examples related to direct proportion.